Hi everyone and welcome to Trevelis. If you've ever felt your heart race at the thought of flying, worried about getting lost in an unfamiliar city, or just stressed over all the planning that goes into a trip, you're not alone. Travel anxiety is a common struggle for many people, but here's the good news. It doesn't have to stop you from exploring the world. In today's video, I'm going to share 6 simple and effective tips to help you overcome travel anxiety and turn your trips into the calm, exciting adventures they're meant to be. Whether you're heading out on a short weekend getaway or a long international journey, these tips will give you the confidence to travel stress-free. So, grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's dive in. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll feel ready to take on your next trip with ease and excitement. Let's start with something simple yet incredibly powerful. Bringing comfort items along with you. These are not just random objects. They're small tools that help create a sense of familiarity and calm, even in the most unfamiliar places. When you're traveling, you're stepping outside your comfort zone. New environments, new routines, and sometimes new stresses. But with the right comfort items, you can anchor yourself to a sense of normalcy and ease, no matter where you go. Imagine this, you're in a busy airport, surrounded by noise and chaos. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, right? Now picture yourself pulling out a cozy scarf or blanket to wrap yourself in, blocking out the cold and creating your own little bubble of comfort, or slipping on a pair of noise-canceling headphones that instantly tune out the world, replacing it with the soothing sounds of your favorite playlist or a calming audiobook. These small items can transform a stressful moment into a manageable one. Another great example, a book. If you're feeling anxious, diving into a story can take your mind off your worries and give you something to focus on. It's a great way to escape for a little while, whether you're waiting for a flight or sitting through a long layover. And for those moments when hunger creeps in and makes your anxiety worse, having snacks on hand, something as simple as granola bars, nuts, or even a piece of chocolate, can make all the difference. Food isn't just fuel, it's comfort. And then there are the sentimental items. Maybe it's a photo of loved ones, a small trinket that reminds you of home, or even a specific scent, like a travel-size lavender spray that helps you relax. These items may seem small, but they pack a huge emotional punch. They remind you of what's familiar, what's safe, and what brings you joy. Packing comfort items isn't just about convenience. It's about giving yourself the tools to manage your anxiety in the moment. Think of it as building your personal travel toolkit. These are your go-to items for creating calm when things feel out of control, so before your next trip, take a few minutes to think about the things that make you feel safe, happy, or relaxed. Is it a soft scarf? A favorite snack? A playlist full of relaxing songs? Pack them. These small things might not seem like much, but trust me, they'll be the difference between feeling stressed and feeling ready to take on the journey ahead. Travel anxiety often feeds on one thing: uncertainty. The fear of forgetting something, getting lost, or not knowing what's coming next can turn excitement into stress. But here's the good news. Planning ahead and staying organized can help you take back control and significantly reduce your anxiety. A little preparation can go a long way in making your trip feel smooth and stress-free. Think about it. When you know exactly what time your flight is, where you're staying, and how you'll get to your destination, there's less room for what-ifs. Having a clear plan gives you a sense of control, and that can work wonders for calming your nerves. Start by creating a detailed itinerary. It doesn't have to be rigid, but it should include the basics: flight times, accommodation details, and any must-do activities. Use apps like Google Calendar or TripIt to organize everything in one place. Bonus tip: always save a printed copy of your itinerary, just in case your phone dies or there's no Wi-Fi. Packing can also be a huge source of stress, especially if you're worried about forgetting something. This is where a checklist becomes your best friend. Break it down into categories: clothes, toiletries, electronics, and essential documents. As you pack, check off each item to make sure you have everything. It's a simple system, but it's one that eliminates that last-minute panic of "did I forget something?" And don't just plan for the known, prepare for the unknown too. For example, keep important documents like your passport, boarding pass, and reservation details organized in a folder or travel wallet. Better yet, scan them and save digital copies on your phone or in cloud storage. That way, even if something goes wrong, you'll have backups at your fingertips. Research is another key part of staying organized. Before you arrive at your destination, take some time to learn the basics. Look up transportation options, check maps, and find out where essential services like ATMs, pharmacies, or grocery stores are located. Knowing what to expect will help you feel more confident when you arrive. Finally, give yourself plenty of time. Rushing through a trip, whether it's running late for a flight or squeezing in too many activities, can amplify your stress. Arrive early at the airport, leave time for delays, and give yourself room to breathe. You'll feel more relaxed and better equipped to handle any hiccups that come your way. Planning ahead and staying organized isn't just about logistics. It's about setting yourself up for success. When you know what to expect and feel prepared, travel becomes less overwhelming and more enjoyable. So, grab your notebook or favorite app, start planning, and take the first step toward a stress-free journey. No matter how much you plan, travel often has a way of throwing curveballs your way. Flights get delayed, luggage gets lost, plans fall apart, and while you can't control everything, you can control how prepared you are to handle the unexpected. Having a backup plan and mentally accepting that things might not go perfectly are key to reducing stress when the inevitable happens. Let's start with one of the simplest ways to pack an essentials kit in your carry-on. Think about the things you'd absolutely need if your checked luggage didn't arrive on time. A change of clothes, travel-sized toiletries like toothpaste and deodorant, medications, a portable phone charger. These small items can save the day if your bags are delayed or lost. It's all about having the basics within reach, so you don't feel stranded or helpless. Another important step is to keep digital and physical copies of your important documents. Misplacing your passport or losing your flight itinerary can feel like a nightmare, but having backups can turn a potentially catastrophic situation into a minor inconvenience. Save digital versions of your passport, visa, travel insurance, and hotel confirmations on your phone or cloud storage. At the same time, carry photocopies in a separate bag, just in case your phone runs out of battery or gets lost. Transportation issues are another common stressor. What happens if your train gets canceled or your taxi doesn't show up? The solution is to always have a plan B. Research alternative routes ahead of time. Are there buses or rideshare options available? Download offline maps of your destination so you can navigate without needing internet access. And don't forget to keep some local currency on hand, especially in places where credit cards might not be accepted. Another layer of preparation is travel insurance. No one likes to think about worst-case scenarios, but having travel insurance can provide peace of mind. From medical emergencies to lost luggage or canceled flights, insurance can cover you when things go wrong. It's one of those things you hope you never need, but you'll be grateful to have if you do. Finally, perhaps the most important preparation is mental. Accept that not everything will go as planned, and that's okay. Travel is unpredictable by nature, and sometimes things will go wrong. Instead of letting these moments ruin your trip, try to see them as opportunities. A delayed flight might give you time to read that book you've been putting off, and a missed connection might lead you to discover a hidden gem you wouldn't have otherwise found. By shifting your mindset and embracing the imperfections of travel, you'll be able to handle unexpected challenges with more grace and less anxiety. In the end, being prepared for the unexpected isn't about being overly cautious or paranoid. It's about giving yourself the tools and flexibility to adapt to whatever comes your way. When you know you're ready to handle setbacks, those what-if moments lose their power, and you can focus on enjoying the journey instead of fearing the obstacles. Travel anxiety often strikes hardest when you feel like you've lost control. Whether it's turbulence on a plane, standing in a long security line, or simply being surrounded by the unfamiliar, these moments can trigger your fight-or-flight response, leaving you tense and overwhelmed. That's why learning and practicing relaxation techniques can be a game changer. These simple tools help you reset, calm your mind, and stay grounded no matter what's happening around you. One of the most effective techniques is deep breathing. When you're anxious, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid, which signals your brain to stay in a state of stress. By slowing down your breath, you can signal your nervous system to relax. Try this. Breathe in deeply through your nose for a count of 4, hold it for 4 counts, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this for a few minutes until you feel your heart rate slowing and your body relaxing. This technique is easy to do anywhere, whether you're on a plane, waiting in a long line, or even sitting in a crowded terminal. Another great tool is progressive muscle relaxation, especially if you're feeling physically tense. Start by focusing on one area of your body, like your toes, and consciously tense the muscles for 5 seconds before releasing them. Gradually work your way up: feet, legs, arms, shoulders, neck, and finally your face. This process helps release built-up tension and makes you more aware of where you're holding stress in your body. It's particularly helpful during long flights or road trips when your body can feel stiff and tight. Visualization is another powerful relaxation technique. If you feel overwhelmed, close your eyes, if it's safe to do so, and imagine a place that makes you feel calm and happy. A quiet beach, a cozy cabin in the woods, or even your own home. Picture every detail: the colors, the sounds, the smells. Visualization gives your mind a mental escape, allowing you to temporarily disconnect from the stress of your surroundings. If you find it hard to visualize on your own, guided imagery apps or pre-recorded audio tracks can walk you through this process. Mindfulness is also incredibly effective in managing anxiety. Sometimes travel anxiety pulls you out of the present moment and into a cycle of what-if thoughts. Practicing mindfulness can bring you back to the now. One simple technique is the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding exercise. Notice 5 things you can see. Notice 4 things you can touch. Notice 3 things you can hear. Notice 2 things you can smell. Notice 1 thing you can taste. This exercise recenters your focus on your immediate surroundings and helps break the cycle of anxious thoughts. Lastly, quick meditations can do wonders, even if you've never meditated before. Apps like Calm, Headspace, or Insight Timer offer short guided meditations specifically designed for calming anxiety. Find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Even just 5 minutes of this can help reset your mindset and bring a sense of calm. Practicing these relaxation techniques doesn't just help you in the moment. It also builds your overall resilience to stress over time. The more you practice, the more naturally they'll come to you when you need them most. And the best part? They require no special tools, no fancy equipment. Just a willingness to pause, breathe, and take control of your mental and physical state. These techniques are your secret weapon for turning an overwhelming travel moment into one of calm and confidence. Traveling can be a whirlwind of sights, sounds, and experiences. While that's part of what makes it so exciting, it can also be overwhelming, especially if you're prone to travel anxiety. You might find yourself constantly worrying about what's next, your itinerary, transportation, or whether everything will go as planned. This constant forward thinking can take you out of the moment, leaving you feeling anxious and disconnected from the incredible experiences unfolding right in front of you. That's where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, focusing on what's happening right now instead of letting your thoughts spiral into what-ifs or past worries. It's one of the most effective ways to manage anxiety and make the most of your trip. The good news? It's simple to practice and doesn't require any special tools. Start your day with intention. Before you leave your hotel or start your adventure, take a moment to pause and set a positive mindset. You might say to yourself, today I'm going to focus on enjoying the moment, or I'll take everything as it comes with patience. This small ritual helps you begin your day with calmness and purpose, setting the tone for the hours ahead. As you go about your day, use your senses to stay grounded in the present. Notice the little details around you, the colors of the buildings, the sound of people chatting in the street, the aroma of local food cooking, or the texture of the cobblestones under your feet. Savor every bite of a meal and really pay attention to the flavors and smells. These simple sensory observations help anchor your mind to the moment, making it easier to let go of anxious thoughts about the future. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, try the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Look for 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This exercise gently pulls your focus back to what's real and immediate, helping to break the cycle of anxious thinking. Another way to practice mindfulness during your trip is to embrace the idea that not everything will go perfectly, and that's okay. Travel is unpredictable by nature. Maybe a bus is late, or a restaurant is closed, or you get lost in an unfamiliar city. Instead of letting these moments ruin your day, remind yourself that they're part of the journey. Sometimes the unplanned detours lead to the best memories. For example, getting lost might take you to a quiet, charming street you wouldn't have otherwise discovered. When you're traveling, it's also easy to fall into the trap of multitasking, trying to take photos, check maps, and keep up with your schedule all at once. While documenting your trip is important, don't let it take over the experience. Instead, Take a few moments to just be present before snapping photos or pulling out your phone. Pause and take it all in with your own eyes. You'll not only enjoy the moment more but also create stronger memories of the experience. Finally, end your day with gratitude. Take a few minutes before bed to reflect on what went well during the day. Maybe you tried a delicious new dish, met a friendly local, or witnessed a beautiful sunset. Gratitude shifts your focus from what might have gone wrong to what you're thankful for, helping to cultivate a positive mindset for the next day. Mindfulness isn't about ignoring the challenges of travel, it's about approaching them with calmness and presence. By practicing mindfulness, you'll not only reduce your anxiety but also open yourself up to fully experiencing the beauty of the world around you. Travel is meant to be savored, and mindfulness is your tool to make every moment count. One of the most effective ways to overcome travel anxiety is to take a step back and understand what's actually causing it. Travel anxiety doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's often tied to specific fears or concerns that keep replaying in your mind. Maybe it's the fear of flying, worrying about getting lost in a new place, or even feeling uncomfortable being far from home. By identifying your triggers, you can take control and develop strategies to address them head-on, rather than letting them control you. Start by reflecting on past experiences. Think about the moments in previous trips that caused you the most stress or discomfort. Was it the rush of packing at the last minute, the chaos of navigating a busy airport, or maybe the feeling of being out of control in unfamiliar surroundings? Take a moment to jot these triggers down. Once you've identified them, you'll have a clear idea of what you're dealing with, and you'll be able to take actionable steps to manage them. It's also important to separate rational fears from irrational ones. Some fears, like losing your passport or missing a flight, are valid concerns. These can usually be solved with careful planning, like double-checking your documents and setting alarms for key times. Other fears, like imagining worst-case scenarios that are extremely unlikely to happen, such as a plane crash, are more about your mind catastrophizing. Recognizing the difference between what's likely and what's highly improbable is key to shifting your mindset and easing unnecessary worry. Once you've pinpointed your triggers, educate yourself about them. For example, if you're afraid of flying, learning more about how planes work and why turbulence is safe can help you feel more in control. Many people find comfort in watching videos or reading articles that explain the science behind flying. Similarly, if you're worried about getting lost, downloading offline maps or apps like Google Maps or Citymapper can give you the confidence to navigate even if you don't have internet access. Another helpful step is creating a plan to work around your triggers. For example, if you're anxious about running late, plan to arrive at the airport or train station earlier than you normally would. If you're worried about language barriers, learn a few basic phrases in the local language or download a translation app to help you communicate. These small actions can make a huge difference in helping you feel prepared and confident when traveling. Don't underestimate the power of talking to someone about your triggers. Sharing your worries with a trusted friend, family member, or even your travel buddy can provide relief and support. They might offer helpful advice or even assist in creating strategies to help you manage your anxiety during the trip. If you're traveling with someone, letting them know about your triggers allows them to better understand your feelings and support you along the way. Finally, challenge your negative thoughts when they creep in. It's easy for travel anxiety to spiral into a series of what-ifs. What if I miss my train? What if I get lost? What if something bad happens? But these thoughts often make situations feel more overwhelming than they really are. Instead of letting these worries take over, try reframing them with realistic positive alternatives. For example, instead of thinking, what if I miss my flight? Remind yourself, if I do miss it, there's usually another option, and I'm resourceful enough to handle it. Instead of, what if I can't find my way back to the hotel? Think, I have a map, my phone, and the ability to ask for help if I need it. This type of reframing helps you regain perspective and prevents your mind from fixating on worst-case scenarios. Above all, remember that some level of anxiety is completely normal when traveling. It's part of stepping outside your comfort zone, and in many ways, it's a sign that you're doing something exciting and new. By understanding and addressing your triggers, you're not just managing your anxiety, you're taking control and allowing yourself to enjoy the adventure. The more you tackle these fears, the more confident you'll become, and soon, those triggers will feel less like barriers and more like opportunities for growth. And there you have it, 6 powerful and practical tips to help you overcome travel anxiety and turn your trips into the exciting, stress-free adventures they're meant to be. Whether it's something as simple as packing a few comfort items, or diving deeper to understand and manage your triggers, these steps can empower you to take control of your anxiety and truly enjoy the journey. Remember, travel is about more than just reaching your destination. It's about the experiences, the memories, and the sense of freedom that comes with exploring new places. Anxiety doesn't have to hold you back from discovering the beauty of the world. By using these tips, you can move forward with confidence and make every trip a positive, fulfilling experience. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from these tips. Don't forget to subscribe to Trevelis for more travel advice, tips, and inspiration to make your journeys as smooth and enjoyable as possible. And of course, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We've got plenty of exciting content on the way. Thank you for watching, and here's to your next anxiety-free adventure. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.